there was a bing, and we're live. It's Sam and it's Rachel, and it's time for the Local Support Harrow Community Network client meeting. I've got, pop this on the screen share. I've got the latest meeting agenda here, which I assume you can see. So
yep.
Just going through outstanding action items. I haven't looked any further at this, the connections with Do It or the other things this week. I have gone ahead and I deleted that volunteer op that we had requested. Yeah, I haven't. Well, that's the Do It one. The updated charities, I forget it's the name of the other one. Anyway, but yeah, I've still been on low cycles. Yeah, so we've passed on to Marianne, Michael, and John what we discussed last week about what we wanted in the forms. We've created a feature talking about the multiple columns for categories, and passed on about, it would be useful to have an email alert when a new organization is created. So I've got a couple of new things to show you from Michael, and what was it? Yeah, there was something else, but I'm not sure now. Have you got anything to add to the agenda?
I just had a question about admin users, organisation admin users.
Right.
Do you want me to say it now or just wait?
Oh, well, yeah, why don't you say it now? Since
so I had a new organisation wanting to register, so they filled in the Google Doc form. So I transferred it over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go on.
And there was somebody as the main contact and somebody as like an admin contact. So I entered them in. I thought that once they're in the system, if then they go and log in or create a login,
yes,
they would automatically have access to their page, but they didn't. It came through. I then had to request. So I don't know if it was the admin person rather than.
Yeah, which is the organisation related to?
It could be the first one on the list.
The Bentley Priory. Yeah, I saw a request just go through.
Yeah.
And so let me.
So the person that actually set it up is the. So if you go into the edit section.
Yeah. Right.
So the person who logged in yesterday was the person L. Robinson.
Okay. Yes.
So I wonder if it was to do with them being a super admin rather than the main contact email.
Yes, and I think this text here, this probably shouldn't say super administrator. The super administrator is supposed to refer to the site thing. Like, so I think right. Or yeah, but anyway.
So I set them up as an organisation,
right,
to then register as a user.
Yeah.
I then thought once they've done that, because they're on the system, they should then automatically have the access. But what it then did was then they requested access.
Right. Yeah. That certainly is odd. I know that we have it set up that if you create a user with the same email as the contact, then you automatically should be added to the admin. And then, but yeah, if you are the admin of the individual thing here, like if we've added our something in there, and I think it has to be a user that's already created. I think what it may be is that the problem is that if the email is added here first and then the user is created afterwards,
okay,
that it doesn't automatically, like when it adds the email, when you add an email here, it goes and like look, but well, there's something, obviously it's not doing what intuitively you would expect it to do.
No, I think
and that's a problem.
That it would happen this way round.
Yeah. So anyway, we've got the issue here is that. So what was the exact? I mean, obviously the organization existed already, right?
No,
I see. Yeah, go on.
They filled in the Google form, and then I copied it over yesterday.
Okay, right. So you created the.
Yeah, I created it.
So the first step was step one was org created by Rachel. What happened next? The second step was that
I sent an email to both email addresses saying I've created the organisation. you need to create an account using the login.
Yes, right. And this was using the automated system within, you know, like it was an organization that didn't have any users associated with it, and so you use the invite functionality through the
I
admin
didn't
system.
do it that way, actually.
I see.
So maybe I should have done that.
Well, or obviously we want to support all of the different workflows that you
also
have.
that would that have gone to, if I had used the invite function,
Yes,
the email have gone to both?
I suspect it would have just gone to the contact here.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
but I think my understanding of it is that the going through the organizing without users and doing the invite there, what that does is it pre-creates. I mean, it actually creates the user. It creates a user entity in the system for that, and sends the thing to the user, and then it ensures that this user is linked to this organization. But so if that didn't happen, then I mean the person who logs in it's through the other route. Then so in principle for this one, if you, as I think you did, so we'll just put a note of this. Don't invite, just not through the system. So in principle, I don't know if this person has yet tried to log in, but in principle, no. But in principle, if this person creates an account, they should be automatically associated and logged in. I guess the interesting thing is, can we add arbitrary? I will find one. Well, what's an arbitrary? Well, let's just try. If we just add a random email, yeah, I think that's interesting. You see, like I thought it was set up, and it does appear to be at least there. That you can't, if the user doesn't exist in the system, then you can't create, you can't add you can't add anything here. But it's so you did that invite, but when you created the organization,
you let me do it.
Okay, interesting. So maybe was able to add an admin. I've got an issue here, which is that on edit page, this is the org edit page, super administrator, text looks wrong. So you were able to add an admin, which is slightly odd. And I guess did you do that? I guess this was like a brand new organization.
Yeah.
Rather than okay, yeah, then maybe it's gone.
Yeah, I did it through a new organization, so I did it all in one go.
Right, and that may be exposing a flaw in the thing, in that we're kind of checking we're checking for the presence or absence in the system of this individual in the edit thing, but maybe when it does through the new thing and it doesn't work. So yeah, right. So it was able to be created like that, and then so what we had was you sent the invites to the two email addresses. The person who was the admin, who had the admin email rather than the contact email, signed up and didn't automatically have access to the organization, which is obviously what we would like them to have. But yes, I'm starting to see how that particular process. But I don't think you did anything wrong, because in some ways you just never do anything wrong. We need to be able to support that flow effectively. And then the mechanism, did this person, having logged in, did they click "This is my organization," or
no?
What happened next?
I instructed them just to go to the system, like the login in the corner.
Yes.
that way. That's
Yeah, so I mean, they logged in and they were able to navigate to see their organization, but just they didn't have edit access.
Yeah.
Right. And so they, at that point, they emailed you and said, "Oh, I can't edit it."
They didn't. There was a request. Then I had a request from Mel Robinson saying, "I want access." You know, the usual through the
right. So that suggests that that person clicked the "This is my organization" button. I think that's when.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so they've done that without my instructions, which is good.
Which is, well, yes, what it means is at this point they were, I mean, assuming logged out, they'd got to this point and they didn't have the edit button, and and they had yes, it means that they correctly interpreted that, you know, what to do in that situation, which is nice. So we've got the admin person then clicked "This is my org," we assume, and you approved that, and they now have access.
Yeah.
And now have access. However, we would have liked them to be automatically connected.
Yeah.
So we'll look into that. Right, good to get that all down. Yes, I did see some of the emails. That was actually the other thing that I had meant to mention was, oh, by the way, did you see those emails? Obviously you had. So that's yes. Okay.
So while we've been talking about that, just a couple of things have come to mind while we're talking about it. Can you just go back to the edit page?
Sure.
See, I think the logical way to do this, to be able to add what at the moment is called a super admin or not admin, I think it's more logical that say Camilla would come into this and add Linda on.
Sure.
Rather than Linda having created an account and done it that way. So I was wondering if that could be just a general thing that it could change, so that, because I think we've had this a couple of times previously when I've added somebody else in. So if we could change it so that an admin can add organisation admins in without that error message coming up.
You mean like, so that, and I think we do have that as a, it certainly came up before, and I think we've got it as in the list in the backlog of yes, it is being basically the situation here of at the moment it only allows you to add
someone in the system.
Someone who's already in the system, but we'd like it to be able to kind of there'd actually be sort of an invite functionality here.
Yeah, well, then I was thinking then you'd want sort of either an automatic or a button to press to send this.
Yeah, I mean, if you put the email there and they don't exist in the system, it would say either automatically. And I think if we go to what's that? Yeah, here we go. I have to sign in again. Oh, go on. Is that the right one to sign in with? Maybe. Okay. Yes, we certainly. That's. Yeah, I mean, I remember that being an outstanding thing. Yeah, I guess I will have to. Anyway, separately, I will look for but we'll add that in. So that's we've got find the feature on auto creating users when adding an email for admin of org and I mean, I'll find that and I'll bring it, pull it up in the queue once I've managed to find it. Okay, right. Yes, and you saying that was one thing. Were there some other things that were coming to mind as we were talking?
Yeah, the other thing was so with this flow, how it went. I then went. So once I must have got a notification to say that there was somebody waiting to be approved. So I went into the admin.
Yes.
And, all users. That was it.
Yeah.
And found them. So I just did the. I think there's one that's got your name. I think that one I've done now. So see where you've got your one here, Harrow Systems Advice. For the one above, I ticked the green approve.
Right.
Is there an automatic email that goes out with that? Because if not, that might be useful.
I don't know, and I suspect that's something that we also have in the feature that we have. But yeah, let new org admins know when they have been granted org admin rights. They're definitely something that we've discussed and voted on before. But yeah, I think it doesn't at the moment.
Okay.
So I'll just to mention that as higher priority.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Prioritize. Yeah. For notifications. Okay. Yes, and that's related to things like email alerts. Whether that's different. Anyway, okay, great. Right. So we've got all those things down. Good show. Well, let's move on then, and I will show you. So in fact, in showing you some of the things last week from Michael, he's got a new thing, and there was stuff that we had last week that I failed to show you, and that Michael picked me up on, and I will now show you.
Okay.
So this is Michael's staging setup, and so what he particularly wanted to show you was that. So in this situation, so you're not from the not logged in state. Is if you click the add organization button here, what it does is it automatically pops up the sign up form here. Similarly to, I think, if you click the this is my organization button, and Michael wanted to check that workflow seemed reasonable to you, that would be, if you weren't logged in and you click on the add organization button, then taking you to the sign up form like this was the right thing to do.
Yeah, I wonder if there needs to be some sort of
flash a message.
Yeah, just to explain. Otherwise,
yeah, it's a little, yeah, isn't it? So I'll just save that. Let's edit again. So I guess we've got there, which is that. So when clicking add org button, could have message in sign up box to say, please log in or sign up, add org. And it makes me think similarly for the team. This is my organization button. Okay, yes, good show. So then that's slightly frustratingly, I don't know that I have. I only have this is Michael's thing, and I only have admin access to it, and I don't have. Actually, I guess if I sign in as an admin, let me sign in. I just worked out something. Sorry, if I sign in as an admin, I can maybe look at and see what the other accounts are on the system, and then because the workflow that we want to see, if this will let me sign in, I might also bring up another browser, and oh dear, let's pop that in there. What I was hoping to do last week, I was able to log in with that. If that doesn't let me log in, then that may be the end of the demonstration.
okay.
This week we shall see. Yep. Let's try one more time there. Oh, okay, no, let's log in. Right. Yep. Okay. So I was just going to look at. I could see. Aha. Yes. So I think we do have. Right. So here we're logged in as the admin, and actually I can sort of see here all of the different things. And I guess what I will want to see is if we've got site admin, has it got the same password as the? It has. Aha. Right. So now I have. So now we can sort of see the flow. So I guess it's not, they may already. But anyway, so this might be somebody who's. So the workflow being, we've clicked on that organization. It says sign up or log in. The person has either signed up or logged in as their existing user. And so now when they click add organization, they should be taken to the form. Is that spinning? Have I not clicked it? Go on, click. clicking it again. New organization. Let's just go home on this one. New organization. That, yeah, it's working there for admin. And here, so we're in a site admin who presumably doesn't have things. Yeah, it looks to me like that is at least not working there. So that's a bug I'm going to have to report to Michael. But anyway, so I think we'll end up, rather than showing the flow on 2 browsers, so new organization is added. Okay, and that's all. What have you? Okay, and we can even test actually the thing there. So this is what you were doing when you were creating the new organization the other day. Yeah. So if we go ahead and create that organization, so yes, it's interesting that at that point of the creation, it appears we've kind of, interesting though, although for me that didn't actually add a super admin. Anyway, this is a separate server. But so the organization has been created, but I have a feeling if we have a look at all proposed organizations, we won't see it because as the admin, it's just gone through directly. What Michael, the other thing that Michael wanted me to show you was the ability to accept new organizations being proposed. However, it does seem that for whatever reason, I guess. Did you need to say that?
I'll just ignore it.
Okay. So what I've done, it looks like that link is broken. What I've just done here is I've kind of hacked it to add a organization.
Alex, my name is Harish Chowda. I'm a local resident of Harrow. I've just sent an email to you regarding helping out.
It's almost like even with the it's like you're forced to listen to the thing, whether you want to or not.
It's loud, isn't
it? Well, it's interesting that the that it plays it out loud. I guess it sort of assumes that you'll want to listen to it rather than not. I'm just thinking about the interface design for the system. Here we go. Anyway, so let's. Okay, so now this is somebody who doesn't have site-wide admin privileges, I assume, creating the organization. Okay. So yeah, I think that anyway, I think that's probably all that we're going to be able to show today. But we've got obviously these things out of it that we would have about having a message on that thing, and I'll come back with Michael about the flow of those the part afterwards. But, as we talked about, that's probably the idea is for it to be the same as the way of accepting and rejecting the proposed edits to organizations, which you've seen before. So I think that's everything. Just looking at the system here, yeah, Michael was ill and we didn't manage to vote on these new stories. But so I guess we've got a question there about these. We've got pull that. Yeah. So this one that you mentioned today as saying, yes, since you just approved Linda as an admin, you'd like her to be updated about that, and so that's here.
Okay.
And so that you can see where that it's in the list of things to do. At the moment, it's after the display categories in 3 columns and have the search input bar stay on all those view pages. Easily, that could be moved up ahead of those if you felt that was
above the search bar staying.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, but underneath the 3 categories, sure. And then I'm just wondering if I can't that process of adding site admins. That was the other thing that you mentioned. Because I remember Michael working on this, and that it's that process of adding. It's like it's adding a site. What is it? It's basically adding a site. Is add add. It's adding an admin to the. Okay. Yes. So I think it's this one. Yeah. Change add administrator to allow creation of new account when email is not in the system.
Okay.
Yes. So that was something we definitely identified before. Now, should I, in terms of priority, should I pull that?
Yeah, I think put it across and put it under the other one that we've just added in.
Right. Well, what I might. Well, yeah, no, okay. I was going to put it at the top with these other ones that we all need to vote on. But actually, maybe what we can do, yeah, we'll put that in there underneath that. Should we? I mean, I guess we've got these three that we haven't voted on yet. Should these be? I guess. To make volunteer ops permanent. I mean, these two are the ones they're basically ones that I created relating to the basically backing up, making well, I guess actually this was me wanting to make them paranoid for archival processes. But yeah, I mean that was another one that you wanted was the ability for the organization admins themselves to delete the volunteer apps. And then let's put this, we've got the display categories in 3 columns. So actually, if we just have a look at this here like this, so what we've got is displaying the categories in 3 columns is the highest priority. There's the related displaying them in 3 categories in the edit mode. Would you say that those two go together and that they're kind of equal high priority?
Makes sense. They're done together, doesn't it?
Because... Yeah, yes, certainly. They're aren't they? And then so we've got these 2 things that relate to the flow with the org admin, which we've got in there, and then we've got search input path staying on all overview pages. We've got volunteer location different from org location, ability to be able to decline things, and then so I guess the
I think they're fine. However, the only one I might move up is the change add administrator and move it higher. The change, just above the 10th of August, the one.
This one, and put that above. Yeah,
maybe right.
Yeah, right. Because that would be no. I guess this is actually the one that would address the flow issue that we had here. Because if we had that feature in place, then at that point, that would have created an account that was associated, and it would have been all good. I mean, the person would not have had to go through that extra step. So it makes sense that that's there. And then this is sort of the related thing is like, okay, assuming that that's working in place, then yeah. Although of course this one could work just for the ones that are granted in some other mechanism. But anyway, okay, there we go. Yep, I think that about covers it.
Okay.
This week, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, good show. Excellent. Lots of details. Lots for the developers to chew over. Good show. All right. Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's a bit slow at the moment. Partly from my illness. I was in work yesterday, and trying to get more maker students involved. I mean, there's an extent to which we've got some nice low-hanging fruit in terms of little bugs that needs fixing and so on, little things that students could work on. But I think I'm still having difficulty engaging them in the project. I think what's ironic is I think that they're intimidated by the large code base to an extent, and just that it's like, oh, it's this big thing that I don't know. And from Michael and my points of view, some of these things are like, oh yes, that would be an easy thing just to sort of knock off, but it's easy to underestimate for the novice developer how intimidating a large project can be, which is something we need to kind of work out how to address really. But yeah, okay, cool. Nice one. Thanks, Rachel.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Sam.
Cool. I'll see you next week. All right. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.